Watching news at Prime. Let's get into this discussion now. The Higher Education Department has assured South Africans that those who are overseeing the selection of 21 SETA board chairpersons are above board. The minister in this portfolio, Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane, finally releasing the names of the panel yesterday after missing previous deadlines that were set by Parliament. The minister came under fire after politically connected individuals, including the ANC chairperson, Gwede Mantashe's son, was one of those named. Now, she later reversed the appointment following a public outcry. Let's take a listen.
The members of the panel that have now been published are all people who are qualified, even though there are DHET linkages. I think it's very important that we state that the minister wanted to appoint a panel that would be free from any vested interests within the SETA board, within the SETA governance structures. The minister wanted to appoint a panel rather, that would, not have any linkages to SETAs. As you know, SETAs have been in the news for all wrongdoings, for maladministration, for corruption, and even the people who have been linked to the panel don't have any wrongdoing or any accusations against them outside of the fact that they work within the structures of DHET.
Well, let's stay with this story. The Democratic Alliance saying it has referred the minister to the Ethics Committee for allegedly lying to Parliament. DA Member of Parliament is Karabo Khakhau, who talks to us now on the back of the revelation of these names. Ms. Khakhau, good evening to you. Thank you very much for your time. Let's go straight to the point. You say the minister misled the committee in which you serve. Remind us why you say that she lied.
Good evening, Broccoli. Good evening to your Newzroom Afrika viewers. Thank you so much for the opportunity to engage. The reasons why she lied was because on the 30th of May, the committee engaged the minister to ask her about the process that she followed to appoint the 20 SETA board chairpersons that she appointed out of 573 applications, particularly as you correctly outlined in your preview, that there was a concern about their political status, those people, their alignment to the ANC in particular, their relationship with Minister Nkabane as KZN ANC cadres, and predominantly also their alignment with the national chairperson of the ANC, Gwede Mantashe. The minister then assured the portfolio committee that her panel, that the people that advised her on the appointment of these people was a selection and evaluation panel that was independent. Those are the words that she used. She said that these people are independent and they are beyond reproach, and that in no way could these people have tailored the outcome to favor the ANC in any way. Now, she's released these names after a fight, and she hasn't even released all of them. There's one Casper the Ghost that she has still concealed, which we still want to know who they are. She must still reveal to us. But of the 5 people that she has revealed, one is Advocate Tere Motau, who is supposedly the chairperson of this panel, but also according to the minister, this person never showed up to any of the meetings. So it is also up to Tere to come to committee to tell us that Advocate Motau, was he there or not? And the reason why this is a point of interest for the Democratic Alliance in particular is because you'd know that Advocate Motau currently has an active 2 million rands tender with the city of Johannesburg, directly coming out of Loyiso Masuku, MMC Masuku's office, who's the MMC for Corporate Services, who's also the ANC Secretary General within that Johannesburg region. The same Secretary General, Melu Yuso Masuku, who's Bandile Masuku's wife, was appointed by this panel as the chairperson of the Food Bev SETA. So that is number one. Number two, we have seen Asisi Posolani there, who's a former leader within SASCO, a former leader within the Western Cape's ANC Youth League, who currently serves as an advisor advisor of the minister within the Department of Higher Education. The track record within the ANC also brings suspicion there to their independence and their reputation, it being beyond reproach. Yeah. So that's the second name. The third name, I'm just going to quickly go through three more. The third name is Nelisiwe Simane, who's the chief of staff of the minister. Number 4 is Nobuhle Nkabane, who's currently the chief director for SETA coordination in the department, who in the same meeting on the 30th of May lied directly to my face to tell me that he knew nothing about the selection and evaluation process and that he was not involved in it. So he must come back to Parliament and tell us, was he lying then or is the minister lying about him now? And the last one would be Rulani Ngwenya, who's the current Deputy Director General for Corporate Services and held the same position within the Department of Tourism in the past. So there's no way, given the compilation of this list and how heavily ANC, heavily minister they are, that you can claim the independence. And it is on the basis of that that I today, on behalf of the Democratic Alliance, commissioned an affidavit, signed and delivered it to the Ethics Committee of Parliament, to the Registry Office thereof, so that the Ethics Committee process can take shape to find her guilty of lying to Parliament, because this is a serious offence. It is a breach of the Code of Conduct of Parliament. It is also a breach of her roles and responsibilities and the conduct as a member of Cabinet.
Yeah.
So this process that's there. But we do not end there. In committee today, our submissions were also clear that one, all these panel members must be summoned before Parliament to sit an account on the process that they followed, how out of 573 applicants they got to the 20 eventually appointed people. 1. 2, we want to have the minutes, all minutes of the full meetings that they have had, if they had these meetings. Number 3, we want to also see the report that was given to the National Skills Authority that recommended the appointment of the 20 selected people. And finally, we have mandated the Portfolio Committee chairperson to, as the Portfolio Committee, to go seek legal advice on following the process for laying criminal charges for any and all individuals who lied before Parliament, because you'd know, Bratoli, that this is a criminal offense.
All right. So let's take the viewer along to make them understand why this is such a big issue. So let's make South Africans understand what are SETAs. And these people whose names are being revealed now, they would have been responsible for appointing, or at least recommending to the minister, the appointment of SETA board chairpersons. Now, just to explain the word SETA, these are the Sector Education and Training Authorities. What are these and why are they important?
So sector education and training authorities are entities that exist within the Department of Higher Education, whose responsibility is skills development. So theirs is to deliver development programs that are meant to upskill particularly young people in the country, to give them the necessary skills to afford them fair access to job opportunities, for them to fairly compete for job opportunities, with the ultimate goal of poverty alleviation and the reduction of unemployment amongst young people in this country, and ultimately to afford more and more young people the opportunity to put food on the table for themselves and their families so that they can live dignified lives. So this is the role. So that's why they exist amongst different SETAs, amongst different sectors, from agriculture all the way to engineering and manufacturing.
Right.
So this is the role of SETAs. And the reason why we have a problem with the politicization of who gets to form as a board chairperson for these SETAs is because boards have the responsibility to oversee the overall functioning of the executive of the SETAs. And their role altogether has to do with how over 19 billion rands of the state's funds are governed. Yeah. Because SETAs alone in this country take up yearly 19 billion rands of the state's coffers. So this is something that is important. It can't be that we send cadres to go chow money in SETAs when already there's a problem on their performances financially and even physically, as far as the impact that they have in communities and young people. The young people listening to this conversation probably right now, who do not even know that there's a SETA to exist, that they didn't know that you could knock on these doors to get the opportunity. So some SETAs have shown themselves to not be effective as far as the the outcome of their programs and their performance.
Okay.
So already as is, with the sector as polluted as it is, we cannot have a case of cadre deployment, as is clearly the case here now.
All right. Now, when you say that you are referring the minister to Parliament's Ethics Committee, what are you hoping to achieve?
So what we hope to achieve is for the Ethics Committee to run its process, which would include a hearing from the minister to also find her guilty, as we believe would be the outcome, as those are our prayers, as in legal terms would be the case. And obviously when a member of parliament is then found guilty of that which they are being charged with, then the question of their suitability to serve as a member of parliament or also as a member of cabinet then is questioned, and we take the step forward moving forward. But ultimately what we want to ensure here that there's accountability. The work of government is supposed to be transparent. The Department of Higher Education, as far as the SETAs are concerned, is not a matter of state security. So it's not a secret altogether. So the people of the Republic of South Africa deserve to know what the process followed to appoint board chairpersons of SETAs was. We deserve to know, to have assurance in future that it will be led with integrity, that it will be led with independence, that it will be free from political mechanics or political manipulation. Yeah. Gone are the days with the GNU now. Gone are the days of the ANC just rolling on as they wish, having cadre deployment, not being held accountable, making decisions that are not in the best interest of South Africa and getting away with it. Now we are in a situation where in government, not only in government, but in parliament, with the balances of the votes not being in the majority favor of the ANC, we have an opportunity to exercise the full muscle of accountability and the full muscle of authority as parliament. And that is what we're fighting for here as the Democratic Alliance.
Karabo Khakhau, you've explained this very well. Thank you very much for your time, a DA member of Parliament.